Hello everybody, this is NAPA Fan here, and we are here at the Riverside International Raceway to qualify for race number 4 in the 2020 NOFSRL Haas IndyCar Series, NAPA Indy, California, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on NAPA Fan. And we're going to set the field for this 15-lap race at our second road course of the season. The Riverside International Raceway, a historical racetrack. It does not exist anymore in real life, but we've been coming here in the virtual world of NO 2003 since 2017 in the Haas IndyCar Series. Join alongside Mike and Nap for the call of this weekend's action here from Riverside. And after what we saw in our first road course race, with the way Chase Harris made a last lap pass and what we saw of Chase Harris last week, how do you think Chase Harris, who is our points leader in the Haas IndyCar Series, how do you think he's going to do here at Riverside in the number 79?
Well, Chase has a lot of momentum, especially with those 2 wins, and he's a rookie, so he's going to be hoping to run up front. Qualifying up front is going to be essential.
We'll have to see what he can do here in qualifying. A 10-minute session. The times will most likely get a little faster as some rubber is laid down on the racetrack. The tires warm up. Of course, cold tires do not work as well in these open-wheel machines as they do in the stock cars, so that makes things a little bit interesting here when it comes to the Haas IndyCar Series. First driver out there on the racetrack, second in points. Thomas Troxel has had a great season so far, only 7 points behind Chase Harris in the championship right now. And speaking of Chase Harris, there he comes off the pit lane, but we'll have to see what Troxel sets as the first time of qualifying here at the Riverside International Raceway.
Yeah, and you see those S's that they just went through. Those are going to be a really tricky portion of the track, especially heading into turn 7 there. The exit to turn 7, there is absolutely no runoff. That wall comes at you very quickly. It's a very hard braking zone.
It definitely is a very sharp turn, and we will probably see a little bit of adversity there through that corner. A very tight right-hander that's the slowest corner on the racetrack, coming off of one of the fastest parts of the racetrack, so we sometimes see those guys misjudge it, get into the gravel, and shoot up into the wall. There's no runoff there through that corner either, so everything about that corner makes it the hardest corner on the racetrack. But I think what really makes this racetrack interesting is the wide sweeping turn 11 coming to the checkered flag, coming to the start-finish line, I should say. Allows guys to get runs and get runs to the inside, and sometimes we can have side-by-side finishes here at the Riverside International Raceway. I don't know if we've ever had a side-by-side finish, but they've been side-by-side at the line before here, and who knows, we could see something like that in tomorrow's race. Not entirely sure how it's going to play out. We do know that Francois Chastain in the 62 machine has just gone to the top of the board. Currently holds the fastest time, a 1:02.767. Jordan Lopez right behind him. Andrew Miller is there as well, but we will see these times get faster and faster as more guys clock in times here at Riverside.
Yeah, definitely. You're at a bigger advantage if you go out later in the session, but you don't want to go out too late, because we've seen in the past some people might not post a time if they don't go out in time.
We'll have to see if that does happen. Of course, it's a 10-minute session. Should be enough time for everybody to get out there and get a time in. There's Luke Rainey in the number 1 machine, 2017 champion of the Haas IndyCar Series. I believe he just went to second. Good run there, just behind Francois Chastain in the 62. Luke Rainey, his teammate Igor Beretta, both of those drivers, veterans of the Haas IndyCar Series. They know their way around. And Andrew Miller just went to the top of the board in the 48. Great run for Miller. And his teammate Justin Zaidel won here at Riverside in 2018 when Eric Monaco, who's the dominant guy of the race, had a fuel leak on the final lap and came down the pit lane coming to the checkered flag. Zaidel was second, and so far, even though he was the champion last year, it was 2 years ago, his only win in the Haas IndyCar Series came right here for Justin Zaidel. I have a feeling he's going to win one this year. We'll just have to see. Nathan Stapleton just went to first in the 34 machine. Fastest time there for Stapleton. He won the pole at Lime Rock, but we all know what happened to him in that race, overshooting turn 1, taking him out of the event. Now the 9 of Nicholas Samadio just went to the top of the board, and you know Samadio's fast. Indy 250 champion. His only other wins in the Haas IndyCar Series, the only other win, he's won the Indy 250 twice, came at Sonoma, which is a little bit similar to this racetrack, a little bit slower pace in this one, but it has some similarities to it, and that might play in the Samadio's favor here in NAPA Indy, California this weekend.
Yeah, and you just saw him get a little bit out of line. He let his teammate by. It's not a good idea to go side by side through that S's section. see a lot of cars go off, possibly making some contact if that were to happen during a race.
That's John Andrews there, and Marty Johnson just went to the top of the board. First driver under a minute 2 seconds. And Stapleton just went to second right behind him. A good run there for Marty Johnson in the 75. And his teammates, the guy who's been winning all these races as of late, Chase Harrison, the 79, with 113 points, but Marty Johnson only 36 behind. He theoretically could take the points lead at the end of tomorrow's race, and Marty's had a very good run so far here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Even though he's never won before in this series, he's a veteran, he knows how to get it done, and he almost got it done at Lime Rock, but his teammate had other ideas, and we all know what happened there, but maybe Marty will have a good shot at possibly getting some redemption from that here at Riverside tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, definitely tough break for Marty Johnson. You know, of course, that's racing and stuff like that happens, but just move on to next week. You were talking about how they go side by side for that final corner. You almost saw, what car is that?
That's a 19 there of Garrett Senor ahead of Marty Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson tried to stick it up the inside of Senor. As Senor goes off the track a little bit.
This is the type of racing we're going to be seeing tomorrow. It can really get intense out here, especially when they're battling entering turn 7. You just get an idea of just how fast they enter that tight right-hander there, and it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers maneuver that. I think we're going to have a few guys overshoot that corner tomorrow, hit that outside wall, and that could definitely determine the outcome of the race. Tristan Allen just went to second. Great run for Tristan. Looking to start on the outside pole. He, along with Marty Johnson, the only two drivers under a minute 2 seconds. So we'll have to see if they're the two to beat in tomorrow's race. Peyton Hamilton just went to 4th. Great run for her in the number 11 machine for EL Racing. Of course, her teammate, Thomas Troxel, is second in the points, 7 behind. Troxel currently is 22nd fastest. Not exactly the best run for Troxel so far, but Peyton Hamilton with a good run there for EL Racing.
Yeah, definitely. The goal here is to start up front. The closer you are to the front, better odds you have to grab the win at the end of the day. It's not like an oval where you can start pretty much anywhere in the field and drive your way up to the front. Here on a road course, and especially a road course where there's not a lot of passing zones, you see Sam Adio go to the inside of the 11 off that final corner. There's not a lot of passing zones here, so it's definitely, track position is a big key to this race.
Still Marty Johnson and Tristan Allen with Nathan Stapleton, Peyton Hamilton. Dale Lightning, 5th quickest in the number 5. Great run for Lightning. Then you got Nicholas Samadio, the 20 of Davey Johnson, 35 of Mason Brown, 21 of Nathan Faden, and the 1 of Luke Rainey. That's the top 10 right now here in qualifying for NAPA Indy, California. Our points leader, Chase Harris, is currently 18th. Not the best of runs, but not a bad run either, and he could definitely find himself inside the top 10 if things go his way. And those top 10 runs, I should say, are what get you good points results, and that's what Chase Harris wants. He's got that points lead. The more good runs he has now, the easier it'll be for him to win the championship later on in September. So we'll have to see if he gets another good run tomorrow here at Riverside.
And I think Chase Harris might have just said a little prayer there, because those two cars that were battling in front of him in turn 7, you saw it get a little bit dicey there.
Yeah, Thomas Troxel, Tristan Allen right there, and we saw right there what happened with Troxel. Overshot that corner. Just didn't measure the right-hander correctly, and it is a tough corner to maneuver here at the Riverside International Raceway. We're just going to have to see how those guys figure it out. Either way, Marty Johnson's still quickest. We'll have to see how Marty can do in tomorrow's race. But with what you've seen so far here in this qualifying session, how do you think the racing is going to be tomorrow? It looks like it might be kind of wild.
Yeah, as I said before, not a lot of passing zones, so some drivers are probably going to have to take some risks, take a leap, maybe send it up the inside in an unconventional spot on the racetrack. But turn 7 is definitely going to be a trouble corner. And like you said before, people ducking it to the inside, especially off that last corner, we could see a side-by-side finish. I bet the finish tomorrow will be quite close.
We're just going to have to see. We've seen some wild finishes here before, especially in 2018 when Eric Monaco had it in the bag but came down coming to the checkered flag. I don't know if something like that will happen again, but you never know. That's why we race. It's always going to be a fun one here from Riverside. One of the better road courses we come to in the Haas IndyCar Series. One of the faster races, too. It's a very fast-paced road course, only 15 laps, so not much time to maneuver your way from the back to the front, and you got to get your positions when you can. But it does appear, even though we still have a minute left, I believe Marty Johnson's going to hold on. We have not seen any change inside the top 10 as of yet. So it looks like Marty Johnson will be leading us to the green flag tomorrow in Napa, Indy, California, starting alongside Tristan Allen, then Nathan Stapleton, Peyton Hamilton, and Dale Lightning. The top 5 with Sam Idio, Davey Johnson, Mason Brown, Nathan Faden, and 2017 champion Luke Rainey. Garrett Tenore there in the number 19. And it was interesting, last weekend, Jesse Turner won his 20th career Napa fan race. We'll have to see what Turner can do tonight in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Chicagoland, but Garrett Tenore has been stuck at 19 career wins since November of 2017. Doesn't have the best of runs here at Riverside right now, 26, so odds are it won't be a race victory for him tomorrow, but I have a feeling at some point throughout this Haas IndyCar Series season that Garrett Tenore is going to go back to victory lane and finally, after nearly 3 years, win his 20th career Napa fan race. We're just going to have to see how the season goes down. Marty Johnson, like we mentioned, has never won before in the Haas IndyCar Series. He almost won Lime Rock. Maybe get a little bit of redemption. If things stand the way they are, he'll get a bonus point towards the championship for winning the pole here at Riverside. And Tristan Allen will start alongside him there on the front row. Could be a good battle through the S's on lap 1 in tomorrow's race.
Yeah, and a couple times in this session, I've seen Sam Idio in particular going side by side through the S's. So on lap 1, it's definitely going to be hectic. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow, though, if these guys can keep it clean on the opening laps.
Yeah, Sam Idio starting in the 6th position. Mr. Edge might make it a little edgy through the S's tomorrow. Who knows? But Marty Johnson will lead us to the green flag in Napa, Indy, California. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. Thomas Lipscomb, Max Anderson have the best of runs, but hey, anything can happen, especially when you come to a place like this. So who knows? Those guys who's starting in the back of the field might get good runs. Chase Harris, their points leader, starting 18th. Good opportunity for Thomas Troxel to possibly get around him in the points, even though Troxel didn't get a good starting position. Sam Idio could actually move his way up along with Marty Johnson. Those guys got good runs in your qualifying, and John Andrews there in the middle of the field as well. He's 37 behind in 5th. But looking forward to the race tomorrow. Mike will be alongside me. 15 laps of action here at Riverside. That's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time over on Napa Fan. And tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's the Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland. Which, funny enough, one of your drivers actually won, I think, way back in the day. Interestingly enough, but that'll be 8 p.m. tonight over on Napa Fan Chick-fil-A Cup Series action from Chicagoland. Congratulations to Marty Johnson, your race winner here at Riverside, and we will see you guys tomorrow for Napa, Indy, California, 1 p.m. Eastern over on Napa Fan. Congratulations to Johnson for winning the pole. On behalf of Mike and Nap, I will see you guys later.